Hopefully I'm live. I can't see. The only glasses I have are sunglasses that have bifocals in them. So sorry. Huh. Now I can read. I'm not trying to have sunglasses on. How are you guys? I'm going to probably play a little video. If I could find my glasses, I wouldn't have these. I hate these sunglasses on. I just can't read. Okay, I'll give it a shot. I'll do my best. Good to see Soul's Eye. Tracy, good to see you. I'm going to play a song while people come into the room. That's all right? Because I think I'm going to just try to treat this like it's a Spaces or something, even though it's YouTube. I know this is YouTube, and it's not Spaces, and I can't interact with you. It's really shitty, actually. This is what makes YouTube obsolete. And by the way, if you didn't know, YouTube is obsolete, going away. People are leaving it, so much so I started a company and a product to help people do it. I'll get to that because many people, Jacob Israel, the size of that account. Just think of his account. Think of High Impact Flicks. Brian, good guy. How he leaves YouTube. How does he do that? He has literally hundreds of thousands of comments on things he doesn't want to leave, interactions, all of that intimate, back and forth he has with the people that he speaks to. And I realized that it's harder to leave YouTube for people than they realize. They don't even know why. They can't even put their finger on why they can't leave. But I figured it out. And before I told any of them what their issue was, I made it a product, not to make money, so they would have the ability to leave. In fact, the product I made only feeds itself and builds itself. It doesn't make me any money at all. That's the great part about AI. It kind of removes that factor that people can accuse me of having some interest. So when I want to make something or build something that does something that doesn't serve me, but only serves people that use it, and the people that pay for it only pay for what they get, nothing else. What a concept, huh? So if they pay for it, it's because the AI that runs and manages the back end. This is where we get to use AI good, right? Use it. How the hell else are you going to dominate over something? How are you going to say, I'm God, I'm bigger and better than you if you don't act like it? I'm just saying. You better get engaged, you guys. It's not like you're going away. You're eternal. You'll always be around. I know that's a hard concept for many. You'll be here. That'll be a big, big surprise. Soul's Eye. Hi, everyone. It's good to see everybody, actually. I haven't been here in forever. The white jacket, not a mistake. I didn't have a colorblind day. I bought a white jacket. Yes, I did. It was cheap. That was the reason, really. It was cheap. And it was warm, and I really needed it because I was sleeping on a bench that night, and I was freezing my ass off, and I thought I needed a jacket. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of things here. I'm going to be here for a little bit, not terribly long. I'm just going to get to the points. I'm not going to stretch this out. We're going to talk about these amazing things. Can you see it? Hold on. These amazing things. By the way, I have it blurred in the background, not because there's anything secret. It's a hotel room, motel. It's a motel room. Let me get this straight. Nobody think I'm hobnobbing it in some hotel. This is a motel. This is a motel. This right here, though, Funny thing is, this one single stone here could almost buy this hotel. Funny, huh? These are prehistoric soundstones. I'm in a land, you can't see it, but this is actually transparent. Can you see it? Oh, wait, right there, kind of, right there. Kind of. See that blue light goes in? Partially transparent. And look at this. See that notch? Can you see those notches right there? Can you see that? Yeah. All these little nicks and notches all the way down this thing. A little more than 12,000 years old. What do you think this thing does? What do you think? It's stone, partially, kind of glass, kind of stone, kind of metal. What do you think this thing does? Now, there's a reason why you're supposed to be carrying these things around that are, 12,000 years old. Being sensitive. I broke one into 3 pieces. I thought, okay, I've done it. And the appraisal on that stone was a lot. I'm going to tell you all about these. These were kind of given to me by the land where I was born, because that's where I'm at. Land where I was conceived, and the land I was born from. The sand, right here, where I'm at. And I'm gifted prehistoric relics. Why? I could have quickly sold these and made money fast, a lot, because there's 72 of them. Of this age, of this place, very, very rare. This is a sound stone. See that those notches up there were made to suspend this with a specific kind of suspension that would allow this thing to resonate. Every notch on this stone, which is thousands of years old, hear me out. Every notch is look, this is like a blade. I don't know whether you can see how thin that gets. And then very thick down here where I'm holding it. It's intended to ring and to have a very specific ring, a very specific tone, a very specific resonance. So, what might this stone be used for? Considering it's 12,000 years old and it was found in this basin where I'm at. From the ground where I was born from. I was given, I'm going to show you, I was tapping the table here. Hear that? Watch. You guys are going to trip out. This stone is intended to be suspended. And then you tap it and it rings. A very specific, finely tuned frequency down to a micro frequency. That one. And then this one. And then how about this one? Oh, so I want to make sure. How about that one? This ancient relic. I was given 72 of these. 72. Some of them are tools. They're not all acoustic. Some are tools, and some are tools and they're acoustic. Now, hear what I'm saying to you. These are 12,000 years plus old. This right here looks like a rock. Looks like nothing to most. But to one that is really paying attention and grabs a hold of it, looks like a piece of Kentucky Fried Chicken, doesn't it? Except that groove, that little indentation, that one, and that one, plus the angle of here. See how it's shaved? It's shaved. Somebody shaved it down. I guess it's not a piece of chicken. Things like this, we have to change our minds about how things look. You have a thing that they keep telling you is something. They don't tell you what it is, but the 3i Atlas thing, and they say it, and they show their pictures of it, and it looks like a big floating rock. A big floating rock, huh? Maybe you're just limited in what you will accept. Because see, if you don't believe it, you won't see it. It will just look like a rock until you see what it is, and then it becomes new. This is just a rock to you. But to me, I can hold this thing and know it is made for my hand. So what possibly could that little hook be then for? In my hand. Because it's my hand. You have your powers, other people have theirs, and I'm going to explain exactly what I mean. This might be the most important lesson you've ever learned, because I know that it's been the most important lesson I've learned, bar none, and I just learned it. Hey, man, good to see you, brother. I just learned this lesson. Why? Because of these relics. Because they are acoustic, very, and they are tuned, really specifically tuned. This stone here, you can see how it's made to be suspended. See those notches? Look at this gorgeous thing. Trying not to get to the words, but look how beautiful that thing is. It looks random, it looks broken. Actually not. The patina, this whole back, hold on. This whole back right here is flat like an ice rink. See what I'm saying? When you look at this, I'm using these ancient stones. These are prehistoric, proven. And by the way, everything I'm holding for you right now, everything has been verified, validated, authentic. Prehistoric. One collector called this collection that I have stumbled upon on my own dirt where I was born. I just stumbled upon them. Said that these might be the most important find of our lifetime for this territory here. This is the Mojave Basin. I couldn't really figure out how he justified the statement, but I didn't tell him he was wrong. Why would I? That's where we all got to get over ourselves. You're wrong. I don't know why he's wrong yet, but hold on, let me come up with something. Because I might have heard something that I didn't know, and I didn't want somebody else to know it before I did, so I'll come over top of that. Start paying attention to yourself. Start paying attention to you. I have to be careful with these stones, though. I broke one. But as crazy as it is, oh my God, he broke it. The very thing I'm talking about here, about each one having its own resonance and its own place, is the lesson that I learned from breaking it. yes, I might have changed the value of that stone from a monetary standpoint by $10,000 or $15,000. I don't give a shit. I don't care about money, so I'm not measuring its value by that. What it taught me, and even the pieces from it now, are way more valuable to me than they were before I broke it. Because of what I learned. That is how you have to approach every single thing you do right now. Yes, I'm screaming at you. You need somebody to scream at you right now. Look at the place. Look at what's going down. Fires are coming, man. We've got some good stuff to talk about here. I was shown this and values being thrown and broken in front of me to show me that lesson. I didn't intentionally break it. It wasn't even a stupid thing I did. It just did. It just happened. Sorry, nothing just happens. If you live my life, I promise you, nothing just happens because it's all planned. I mean, I feel like, I definitely feel like I'm in the Truman Show. I'm sure you do too. Mine are just really crazy. So we're going to get into this because check this out. I came prepared with water. By the way, I don't have my normal kidney meds because I'm not in Mexico and I can't just go buy whatever I want. But this is how I'm going to treat this channel and everything else. I'm just going to talk with you guys. And I'm going to figure out a way to make this, even on YouTube, better. I told you, I built the whole platform to take people away from YouTube. Because it needs to happen, because this is YouTube has become a relic. Kind of like these. That need repurposing. Because these don't serve the exact purpose they did, but they serve the same purpose. Did you hear me? I don't even know whether this mic works. I'm just going to talk. It doesn't matter anymore. Because if you're supposed to hear me, it doesn't matter whether I have a microphone or not. Kind of like these stones and the lessons that I'm learning. Wow. So, hey, what's up? I don't have my glasses on because if I put my glasses on, guys, I'm sorry. They're sunglasses. The only ones I can find, the readers, have bifocals here, are sunglasses. Oh, it's so nice to be able to read your comments. Yeah, Soulside, yeah, give a thumbs up. Push Eric's video back into the algorithm. Oh, yeah, I'm shut down on YouTube. I mean, they don't want to show me to anybody. You're going to have to convince them to do it. The more you share it, that'll do it. It's not just showing up and clicking like, although that helps. But it's so bad that it's actually, it would be more profitable for me from a view standpoint to start a whole new channel altogether. That might be part of their agenda. Start it all together. Don't have my name, nothing of me associated with it whatsoever. Start a brand new channel and start the videos and just let it naturally happen. It'll do the same because naturally the things I talk about equally piss off and love you the same. So that's what they're designed to do because they're telling you the truth, and it's truth that you don't want to hear, but you need to hear, so you love it and hate it. You do. Because it's not truth that I'm giving to you, it's truth that you're remembering. I'm just bringing you into remembrance. I miss seeing you too, Heidi. Diane, it's great to see you. Yeah. So if I mute, it's because I have to cough. Okay, if I mute like that, it's because I have to cough. So I'm just going to give you the rules of how I'm going to talk, because I'm not going to play by what the people think I should be doing here on YouTube and all that bullshit. Is that okay with you? I'm just going to break the rules, and I don't care whether there's 5 people, 2 people, 12,000 people, 9 people. I don't care. Never did. But let's get to the tone and these things. Look at that. Would you look at that stone right there? Can you see that? Look at that notch right there. You don't get more definitive than that. Not only that, I mean, it's deep. Deep. And this has, I mean, look at this thing. It looks like it's nothing. It doesn't look deliberate. These chisels and breaks are actually deliberate. And these notches, deliberate to tune that stone. Listen to me really clearly. To make this stone ring at a specific frequency 12,000 years ago. Somebody had an ear. Somebody could hear what tone that stone was given. Exactly. And chiseled away things to make it sound perfect. Are you getting where I'm going with this about you? Me. All of us. The whole world right now. If you want to know what Christ meant when he said, I'm a stone of remembrance, right now. Hear that? Listen to this. I don't even know where the microphone is, but I'm going to assume that you can hear this. The soul's eye, you guys tell me, be on the money. Tell me when I'm close to the mic, okay? These are two stones. Can you hear that? I have to bounce them around so they're actually touching and playing in the air, so I'm not impacting the vibration of that frequency. Can you hear it? I'm trying to do this. Okay, good, you can hear it. Now, here's two stones. One main stone I'm going to keep. I'm going to change it and partner it with another stone. Wow, entirely different sound, entirely different frequency. Let's go back. There's two, you're hearing two tones, one ringing the other. Each one of them have a very specific frequency based on what the other stone is. Not itself. The stone striking or hitting or touching the other stone has a greater impact and influence on the sound coming from the stone. Am I making myself clear? Did you hear that? Let me grab another stone. Holy shit. No words. I wonder why I'm allowed to see this stuff. That's what I think. These two. These two. These two. When they said that the stone that the builders rejected is the cornerstone. The stone that the builders rejected is the cornerstone. Number one, why did the builders reject it? Because it wasn't right? No, because it didn't fit. Their job is to cut it to fit, or make it fit, or build around it. They rejected it because it wasn't easy. It didn't just fit in like the rest of them. They had to work with it. And like any good stone that you work with, it changes the balance and the weight. You cut one side, you don't see it change shape, but it does. So the other side all of a sudden has a different shape, but you think it's a rock, so you don't think it changes, but it does. These things tell you. When I put this with other stones, this stone, based on the stone that it's with, if they were hanging on wires, that's what they need, is wires that allows them to vibrate. Anything that absorbs vibration deadens sound. So they didn't suspend these with necessarily metal wires because it was 12,000 years ago. And they couldn't necessarily do it with leather because leather absorbs the sound and it's kind of soft. But like a guitar string, they would use gut, the material of your gut, cat gut. It allowed it to vibrate rather than absorb. That's why they use them for strings, guitar strings. That's what would suspend this. Hair is also correct. Good work. This is a magnificent stone here. And according to the appraisals, it's worth about $65,000 or $70,000 by itself. As a partner to the set, which is like a tool set from the ages, which is why it's important. Because it's like someone's toolbox that they bought from Home Depot, except they happened to collect it over the course of many generations, many families, many deaths, many murders. They probably killed people for a tool. It's an entire toolbox. But it's an entire toolbox of somebody that is really smart. And based on the tools, you realize this isn't some doofus caveman that tunes these things to a very specific micro frequency. These are intellectual people. These are highly advanced. We don't even know what they would have come with. This would have been the tool of a man that drove up in a futuristic vehicle because he can't make something this badass that looks any better than this badass. It's just how you look at it. This seems random to you, but it's not. There's nothing random about it. And once you realize that, you begin living a whole different world. Because that's the real world and not the one that you're told to see. So when I change all of these rocks, I don't know whether you can hear that. Unreal. This is like little bells. It sounds like metal, glass, anything but stone. And each one matched with a different stone. This one sounds like rocks. Marbles. See the difference? But yet one of them is massively resonant, but it'll shut down because the other one has nothing to offer. Holy shit. Did you hear what I just said? One is resonant out of these stones. This wasn't just a tool bag from a shaman. This was scripture in stone. what I'm explaining to you is something where I always say, knowledge, it's red. That is learned. Wisdom is granted to you. You can't learn wisdom. It's granted. Things like this, I can tell you about it, but you will never fully know it. And every lesson that goes with it. Wisdom is learning one thing and being able to see the results of that lesson on everything. And now I can tell you why that thing over here, people, what, you think you know what's going on here? Yeah, because I'm applying something I've learned to that thing. And that matches mathematically, emotionally, spiritually, that is that. I don't even have to know what it is to see what it is and tell people what it is. And they think I'm an asshole and I'm invading their privacy because I happen to be able to see what's going on before they know it, because they haven't looked at it and I have. That's the torture. Yeah, Soul's Eye. These don't just say something. They're also recording. I love you. I love you. They're recording. And they react. Remember when Christ said, if you want to stop them from cheering for me, don't worry about it. The rocks will cheer. What? Are you getting this? This is why I tell you, if you want to know the truth, you better break everything that you think you know to be true. You better shatter every single limit, everything. Because you think a car drives on four wheels. You think everything that you think is true. It's not. It's not. Because the psychopaths that changed it, that manipulated you, you think, why would they want to change the name of a tree for me? Why would they want to change the name of the... No, they didn't change the name of a tree. But they changed the name of everything that they think you pay attention to. Because they can't control you or an invention or wisdom. If I come up with something completely new that no one's ever heard before, it may be true. I might be the very first person that ever said this. And this is from a person that has battled some of the biggest copyright infringement cases. In fact, the largest copyright infringement case in the history of the world. I know a little bit about it. But I've thought about it. The arguments about what you own. Who owns a melody? And why the hell do you think you own it? What would even make you think you could? Okay, well, what makes you think you could is a disruption and a broken human. You automatically don't know who you are. That's the first evidence, because you think you own a melody, because you think you came up with it. That, like, you're the only one that ever existed in all of everything. And that no other human being on earth has ever sung those four chords in a row, in that pace, like you. Holy shit. Woo! Do you see the sickness yet? The disease that we have? Oh, you did it. Yeah. Talk about overconfident. Wow. Amazing stuff, guys. These things have taught me now and are still teaching me. Look at those notches. Yeah, but these are not an illusion. Wow. That notch. Can you see it? I'm trying to see if I can see. I don't have my glasses on because, sorry guys, again, if I do put them on, I'm not trying to be all, I wear my sunglasses at night. No, I'm just, these are the only bifocals that I have. These are the only readers I have. Well, hi, you beautiful. Diane, Heidi, Soulseye. Jeez, you guys are just unbelievable warriors. I have no words. But again, we remind you once again, this stone, this one. Oh, guys, let me just say this. Brian, if you're worried about anything, why? When Christ said you must become like a little child, it's that. Be the kid. Why? At all times. When you need to learn something and when you need to heal yourself. Anything. Anything you need here in this world that's uncomfortable, become a little child. Why? Well, that's just the way it is. Why? Well, because they only give that to you because you're a girl or you're a boy. Why? Keep going. Keep asking why. And don't stop. And when you do, you're going to get to people that when you say why, in order for that answer to be had by you, you'll have to go through them because you'll have to know who they are because the why is behind them. Are you hearing me? It's behind them. It's not in them, it's behind them. And if you can't find it and you keep looking, you will go through them. Then the question becomes, why are they in front of you? They're knowledgeable about what they're blocking. Make no questions about it. That's what you would liken to an attack. I'm asking you to think about everything that you think about with regards to your life in a different way. Think about it as though you are on a board, a chessboard, a playboard of someone else's. And you have people playing on your behalf. You also have 1,000 times more by percentage, by and large, that are against you. And those thousands still haven't stopped you. And believe me, there's thousands. I don't give a shit who you think you are. If you're hearing me, especially if you're hearing me, if you've been with me, you're a criminal. Your mind is broken. You're screwed. You should be eaten, thrown to the lions, anything. You're nothing but dog food if you like me, follow me, do anything, listen to me, anything. Forget about how I live my life. It's about what I talk to you about. People only want to judge me on what happens in my life so they have an excuse of the miseries of their own. And they have something to point at. Crazy part is if you're pointing at my life to try to look better, probably a bad thing. Because as much shit as I have done, there's a reason why I had to do twice the amount of good shit in my life. We don't even realize we're doing it. You're already covering for yourself. I've witnessed it. Again, this is why I witness everything. Watching people lash out, be more brutal than I've ever seen before. But then turn around and to a different person, be the most amazing human being and give them everything you've got. Those two people don't add up, but yet you'll witness them in the same person. Why? Because that person has a need, or both, has a need to lash out and attack somebody. The need. Doesn't know why. Angry, pissed, hurt, hurt. And when he hurts somebody else, if he has a heart, he has to feel that and repair it and put something in that space. So then he gives to somebody else a lot. Overcompensates for the asshole that he was. He doesn't know it. Couldn't tell you that he's doing it. But to the one that is observing, it's happening. Now, who sees that man's life? You go and talk to the man of 25 people that he's helped. They were on that good end. They never saw the other side of it. Now, does that mean that he's evil? No, he doesn't even know he's doing it. It just means that he's part of a good and evil binary system. And he's balancing it out because at least he has balance. What we're seeing right now in a lot of people is they don't give a shit about the other side. They're going to fill the side that does and fulfills whatever they need. And they've got just what they accomplished. They got a lot of people with 4 decades, 5 decades, generations of hatred built up. They have fomented this in the hearts, the minds, and in the very DNA of humans for this day. They made books to convince you of it, created religions to make you fearful of the actions of it. All so they could milk you of that energy created because they're just a bunch of fucking pussies and can't do it on their own. Sorry. I'm a little too familiar with who these ones are, and I get a little bit agitated. But we're at that time now, so anybody thinks that that I give a shit about what anyone thinks, if somebody wants to comment in my comment section or whatever and tell me anything negative or any, and I'll be 100% honest with you because you know I am. In the same way that I can ignore and have to ignore things that are said nasty, because I'm not going to allow them to build on to me anything that their intent would do. I'm not going to empower them that. I have to also do the same thing for the things that you say that are nice. So I don't get to benefit from any of it because I don't take any of it, because if I accept some, I end up accepting the other. And most people look at me and they think, well, fuck, he doesn't live that way. Well, I do. Ask anybody that served time with me in prison. I could have had any mattress I wanted. I could have done anything I wanted. I never did. Because I didn't want anybody to doubt what I was saying. If they saw that I was being deceptive and using my position. There's nothing, that rule in me has never been more important than it is right now. And I live it. I don't give a shit whether you don't like it, call me a geek, call bullshit on it. I don't need your validation for shit. I don't even need to know that I help you. I don't. And that's not being said to diminish you. It's being said so you know how I put on my armor. That is my armor. That is how I live. It's a lonely fucking place. I promise you. It doesn't make me not love. That's been the goal, to make me not love. That'll never happen. It'll never happen. And my success has zero to do with how many people are watching it live. It's kind of funny when you really know everything that's going on. It's hysterical. I could have 10 people watching here and 5 billion elsewhere. But yet I'm supposed to be influenced by the 50 here. Not only that, I'm not so influenced by anything that you guys say because I know how fucked up you are. Because I know how fucked up I am. At least I'm honest about it and upfront. And do it right here in front of you. I just think that takes a little bit more balls. That's all. We have the same. Mine just might be a little bit bigger. That's all. And I have fun. I'm not stuffy. But I do hold to the law. And that law applies to you and me and every single one of you in here. To wherever I am, wherever you are. All of you need to begin to understand the idea. It's a entity, it's so big, of sovereignty, of what the hell that means. Don't think for 1 second you think you know what it is, because you don't. All of it. You can't make people believe that Christ, in the version that they sell you, is sovereign unless they've distorted your idea of what sovereign means. What it is. Now, we've only got 58 people in this room, and that's perfectly fine with me because I'm telling you right now, YouTube is going away. I built a platform just to help big channels do that. My platform is called Scram. It will take somebody's entire channel, including comments, analytics, everything. It will eat it all and bring it all over, and it will rebuild the channel exactly in the construct that it is constructed as far as the database, looks, feels, everything, except without the branding and without the anything that is YouTube protected, and it will rebuild their channel at YourTube, not YouTube, YourTube, and put it there. And guess who owns that? Oh, you do. No companies, no anything. It rebuilds the whole network, the whole platform of YouTube, and removes YouTube from the equation. And all people do is they pay for that, the bandwidth and that. It's essentially free because it only pays for itself and adds money to it to become bigger, stronger, and accomplish the job. But everything I build has no hierarchy. There's no leadership. I don't need it because if I built something to do something, it does it, and it does it well. It doesn't need to change. If it does what the hell it does well. If the target changes, well, then it will change. But it will never become bad because somebody convinces it that it's a stupid idea or convinces people that use it is a stupid idea. Because if they wanted to really compete with what they say is a stupid idea, they would just compete with a better one. Instead of just bad-mouthing another product to think that they can do better. You see where I'm going with everything that I'm talking about right now? It's how you see things, because that's going to be the lifting of the veil. The second you start seeing things a little bit sideways and you change the words, you don't have to change them on paper or in the sentence. Change what those words mean and why they're being used. You're going to find something's crazy. But as I talk to you about these stones, these destiny stones, back to my land here, and I'm giving these. All of those notches to make a frequency. I don't have the wire to show you. I don't know where the microphone is on this laptop. By the way, I've been starting out. I've rebuilt and started out twice now. I am back in the US, everybody. I'm back in the USA. And just so you know, as I start talking about these stones, as I utilize the set of them, because everybody keeps asking me, wait, you were giving those stones, you're selling them? I do have to live, but I'm not interested in making money. So yes, my first question, and anybody that knows me, Soulsline knows this, I went, stop. And I'm homeless and literally sleeping on a bench, freezing my ass off on Thanksgiving. And I have a backpack with these that I could go into anybody. The collectors I've shown, one of these things I could sell for $5,000 without even thinking. I was like, no, I can't do that because I don't know what these are yet. I can't even get rid of one. And I have 72 of them. It's a lot. Now I have 72 and one of them is in 3 pieces. But it's what taught me. Woo! This is where I get to tell you. Talking about the tone and what they create. I was thinking, wow, it's just the size. No. You think, oh, I'll grab a smaller stone and it'll make a smaller noise or bounce against this one. No. And I know a lot about music and resonance and instruments and physics and all of that. I have never thought of vibrations and frequencies and instruments like that broken stone showed me. The builders reject the cornerstone because it's really hard to get along with. Because it's the one that breaks everything. It's the one that's bringing in new, something completely not seen or expected. It's changing the shape of everything around it. It is vibrating at a different frequency than everything else is. Are you hearing me? If they took that stone, the builders rejected that stone because that stone would have destroyed every other one below it and around it. Simply because it vibrated at a different frequency. You wouldn't even have known why, but the building would deteriorate and turn to dust around it. It can't handle the frequency of that stone. It has a different purpose. It's not mean. It's not angry. Its purpose is that frequency. And you cannot change that frequency. Even when you break the stone into 3 pieces, every single piece generates the same tone off of another. That shit, scientifically, right in front of me, I could prove it. Insanity. Now, something so simple seems so simple. How could that evade people? Because it doesn't seem important. You've talked about frequencies before. You've never talked about frequencies doing that. You only talk about what you know about things. All of our conversation when we speak things, all of it, we want to hear ourselves say it. Because we are re-believing it when we do. We're recreating. We want to hear ourselves say it. Whenever you're having an argument with somebody and you just have to get those words out, in your heart and in your mind, you're thinking, I have to get those words out so he hears it or she hears it. Think about it. Think about all those times that you did feel that way, where you desperately had to get it out and say it. And sometimes it made it a lot worse. In fact, most of the time it did. Most, if not all. You had to say it. Not for them, for you. You had to hear yourself say it. You're a magician. We all are. They teach you to pray so you hear yourself say it. Not so you say talk to God. Think about how stupid that is. That I need to tell God, the creator and the knower of all things, I need to tell him what I need? Boy, that's one stupid ass God. I know. Sounds like, oh, blasphemy. Calling God stupid. You know what I'm going to tell you right now? If you use the word God, or you're offended that I use God, or you want to persecute me for saying God, that's crazy. Considering that the only entity anywhere in any scripture that ever named himself God was Satan. Because God's name's not God. God's name can't be spoken. Not because it's illegal or forbidden. Because the Father doesn't have stuff like that. How could the creator of all things prevent his children, which are the image and exact copy of him, how could he make them less powerful than him? He could do it right away by preventing them or forbidding them to say something. That kind of does it. Think about what freedom means. Think about what will means when you hear the word free also. Change the way your mind processes information. Change it right now. You don't need to go to therapy. You don't need to go to play. Change the algorithm. Change that. As I'm saying these things, I'm saying them just like they ordinarily would be in the world. But with a slightly different tuning, you're going to hear exactly what I'm saying. And it is way different than the words. Now, when I just said that, you're getting something. And Christ was recorded in the book saying, I've given you the keys. The key isn't the thing that you're getting to. The key is the ability to get to the thing you're getting to. He gave you the keys. I just gave you the keys and told you how to look at something. It's the same words. You're not changing the words. You're not even changing the situation. You're just changing the angle by which you hear it. There isn't any words or description you could do to explain the change that you're listening to it in fully. You really can't. But you're hearing it in a way where you remove trust, where you remove even doubt. You remove all emotions or preconceived thoughts or notions from what you're hearing. And then you begin adding new ears to hear it. Those that have ears to hear, he said. He clearly had this conversation with them because he wasn't able to have it after that, because otherwise he would have to have it and say this shit every single time he talked, and that wouldn't be very helpful, him telling the people that are going to hear it a way that he knows that they'll hear it. Now you understand how Christ knew what they were thinking? He wasn't a magician. He was seeing it through their eyes, through their lived experience, and through a very specific filter that had been put on that group of people. He understood that that group of people wasn't a bunch of individuals acting like idiots. It was a bunch of really powerful people being groomed and controlled like they were idiots. And they're not. That's why Christ could look at them and say, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. They don't. And they're just as guilty as you are. For all of it. Or anything. Because once you're in the world, it's not like, you know, you jump in the pool of piss and then you jump out and all of us want to talk to each other and say, well, at least the piss that I jumped in doesn't smell as bad as yours. And look at you. Look how yellow you are. I mean, we'll find all sorts of different ways of demeaning people and making ourselves feel special. Stop it. Stop. Question the motive of your heart in every sense of everything you do today. If you're doing something that is rubbing anybody the wrong way, I don't care whether you think it's your kid and you go, oh, he's just doing that because of X, Y, Z. Stop. They're not. Nothing is happening for the reasons that you think they are happening. And your assumptions are making a complete fool of you, hurting you, everybody around you, and making things worse entirely. Stop assuming. It does nothing for you. Know shit. I like knowing things. Because that way when somebody comes up and says something that's not true, it's like, I don't even need to respond. I go, okay, no, that's not true. I don't even need to validate your lie with a response, because even responding to it gives it some credence that it may be true, because I'm investing the time against it. See? Change your mind. Change the way you think. They've deceived you because they are manipulating you because they know more about you than you think they know. They know your heart. They know your desires. They know your heart. They know your desires. They know your real fears. And they know the fears that they've established in you. They know how to use them all. Now, when you know how to use those against any individual, think of how much you don't control. How much of that person do you not control? Now it's as simple as having a few actors that run around you all day long and drive around you and say little random things that they know that would scare you or get you thinking one certain way or another, and you're a targeted individual and they're sending you into oblivion. And they're only doing that because you don't know who you are. If you did, anything that they said would mean shit, kind of like how I feel about people talking about me. I can't believe people believe that their words have any kind of weight on me. It's kind of odd to me. I'm me, you're you. Somebody doesn't know me, how the fuck can they say anything to hurt or harm me? And even if what they say about me is true, why would that hurt me? Oh, well, you don't want people to know that that's true. On the contrary. I tell the truth because it's easier to remember. And every situation is clearly very different than what people think it is. So I don't ever judge anybody, because I know that every situation is different than what I think or what I see or what's on the surface. Always. I know that drastically because I live it. I read the paper when it says that they know what's happening with cartels and what the cartels say and shit. And I'm like, I'm really rather astonished that they give cartels a voice. Like, you know, if they talk about them and give them power in the American papers, Like I need to give them some power. I thought that was funny because otherwise the US typically talks about cartels as just a bunch of fucking stupid ass criminals. But when it comes to me and talking about cartels in my situation, they were like, he needs to listen to the wisdom and the way that they conduct their business and everything. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm not worried about, not even the people in the town can tell me much about the cartels because they're so scared to talk about them that it just shuts them up. So when you're smart and you live in Mexico and you have anything to say about the cartel, you just shut up. If there's a conversation to be had about them, it's not with anybody in public anywhere at all, period. Because even if the cartel isn't that big, bad, and scary, it scares the shit out of the people enough that you would think they were. So, job well done. Everybody serves some other god that they don't think they serve. And when they serve themselves in sovereignty and exclusivity, it's gonna look and sound like you're arrogant and that you know more than everybody else. Isn't that amazing that you just standing on your own and saying, you know what? Only my opinion counts to me. I'm not going to believe anybody else's opinion. I'm perfectly fine accepting a fact if that fact can be shown and proven to me. I'll accept it. But I'm never going to accept somebody blindly. I never have. Nothing. I don't accept, hey, let me tell you something. I had race cars. I've had a lot of expensive toys in my life. And I would never accept blindly that a tire that they say, oh no, that tire does 200 miles an hour plus safely. I don't trust that. It's still the very first thing on my mind doing 200 miles an hour. I'm like, oh, that motherfucking tire better hold. I don't trust anything. Just because somebody say it. We only allow ourselves to trust somebody when they say something to us. So because we evaluate it. Can I get something for it? If he's lying to me, can I use his lie to my advantage? What can I get from it? So they'll accept you lying to them because they know that they can use that lie against you or leverage it somehow. Stay friends with you. Yeah, they're all full of shit. Hey, man. Yeah, I saw what you did there. Yeah, I knew you were lying. Yeah. Hey, so, we're cool, man. We're friends. See, I got your back. You got my back. That means that you have that thing now against me, and that's just a bank account. How many different types of bank accounts do we have against people? Come on, be honest with yourself. This is the shit we're going to be dealing with. I don't care whether we got two people. If there's two people watching this stuff willing to deal with themselves, well, those would be the only two people I know that are actually intentionally trying to get the hell out of this maze. Because this is what it takes. I just did it with Sarah in real time. Speedy time. Because she knew it. Because she was there. She wasn't planning on what happened. She was planning on dying. She wasn't planning on having to confront a truth that was beyond her imagination. Standing, talking to me, laying there, but standing at the same time, talking to me on the other side while I'm laying next to her on this side. That's what she did. And everybody in the room could hear that. Because she was saying that's what was going on. I was asking her, am I there on the other side? Do you see me there? And you see me here? Yep. Tapping, yeah. We're saying the same things? Yeah. So, but he looks over there this way. When I look over there this way, this one is still looking directly at you. And she's like, oh my God, yes. But she couldn't talk. She was tapping these out. And she was like, holy shit. It's like, just so you know, it's not a duplicate. It's the same. Now, I had never experienced anything like that, at least in my memory. But I got to experience it there with her that day. And it was as though I had already done it because I knew it was happening. That's how things work, because you don't know who you are. Thank God. Because if you did, before you have the wisdom to have your ass kicked 1,000 times and handle it properly and all of that, you might just abuse what you have or what you learn and understand. That's why those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. Believe me, you don't have to talk about yourself when you're really, really, truly anointed with something to hand to the people. You don't have to. People will put you on a pedestal everywhere you can think of, and you will try to convince them all to take it down and put it down because it's uncomfortable. You will never stop them from doing it. It will never be comfortable. And if it is, then you should quit what you're doing. Because then that means something about you changed. I will never be comfortable with people giving me the accolades they give me. Never. And in the same way, it's uncomfortable for when people donate, because I'm just not used to living by somebody else's hand. But I also understand that it is the very representation of a statement on all of our behalves. That when you see how little what you have is, because if it changes tomorrow, I don't care whether you have 100 billion of it. When everything changes, that 100 billion becomes zero. It doesn't help you. It doesn't sink you. It doesn't do anything except represent the black hole of thought, of actions, of everything that you could have occupied with what was valuable. And you didn't. That's the design of it. Change what you use and see as a value center and value structure. You exchange things of value. It's a store of value. When you can convince people that something is valuable when it is worth nothing, get them to kill over it, make sacrifices for it. It has an empty life of its own that we allowed to create. I hope I'm at least heard, if you can hear me. And I have no idea where the music is playing from, by the way. I keep hearing the Miracles music. My original song, I have no idea where, but it's coming. It just played. I just hit stream, and I just now, for the very first time, I'm hearing that music playing in the background. Is that playing? Is it loud to you guys? I guess you would really have to like this song to sit and listen to it this long. Paula. Look at Paula. I love Paula. She's the best. You see, I know the names of the real people here. I also know the names of the people, and I don't hold anything against anyone. Look, there's a ton of names that used to appear in my comments and as moderators, and people that would probably never show up here in shame, and a bunch of them that would show up in here of what they think is true, and some of them that wouldn't show up in here because they got their ass kicked by me. That would be true too. When I put things straight, I say some pretty straight things. I'm sure you can see that I'm not a person that has an issue with putting words together and explaining what I'm thinking or feeling or what the impact of something is. So if you are married to somebody that you're constantly jousting with and they're not very smart, be thankful. It just means that they're not slicing you in 15 different directions that they could if they had the ability. Words are far more damaging than anything else. They're the creation tools. They're also the destroyer tools, of course. They can't be the creation tools without also being the other. This is a binary system. Remember that. Eat of this fruit. Be like God, knowing good and evil. Good and evil, not good versus evil. Binary ones and zeros, good, evil, hot, cold. That's the system we live in. There is no such thing as good over evil or evil over good here. That's also a lie. one can't win, or all of it goes away, because it's the foundation for a third density 3D system that allows amazing things like these to exist. That sounds like two bolts, two stainless steel bolts. Amazing. The different sounds of each. Same stone. Unreal. That broken stone taught me that. Even though it was my favorite stone. It's still my favorite stone. It just has a bigger story now. But still, I'm like, amazing. Incredible. Like I said, it got dinged from a financial value. Sort of. It may be that the story that goes along with the pieces of the broken parts of it is so much more powerful and has so much more long-lasting impact and changes that the brokenness becomes what is complete about it. That it never was meant to be together. It was always meant to be in those three pieces. Are you guys hearing me? So stop your judgment about everything. And yes, Heidi, the crows are with me. Oh, you know that's a crow. This is crow medicine I'm talking about right now. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm just looking at this, Thomas. It says, I remember watching you smile as we left the chat to this track. It's playing because it is a part of our embodiment now with stones. It's so amazing that if you've been here with me this whole time, I can say this with confidence even if you haven't. You'll never be rid of me. Never. You will always hear my voice in your ears. Always. And you will know what I'm saying to you is true, especially then. That's why Christ said it when he said, I'm telling you these things now, so when they happen, you know. You'll know. Why? Was he patting himself on the back? No. Don't apply that character to him. Don't apply any ego to the statements of lessons of Christ, and you'll get to the answers. Don't apply the question as though you're asking it, because you're going to completely screw it up. Because it'll be all about you and how you're seeing that question being asked and how you're seeing it being defended. The mere fact that you'll see it as being defended or somebody's defending themselves means you already have a preconceived shape or notion as to who they are, what they are. So they're competing with something that you might not know how to create in your mind. You might not know how to see that person as innocent, so you never will. Now, is that his fault or is it yours? Is that his deficiency or is it your deficiency? And we want to hire that person with that deficiency and make him a police officer, even a judge. You see how broken things become? The minute you rely on something that man created, he'll create something that is clean and pure, and it will operate because it is pure and true. It won't work if it isn't. Now he can create that only for the good. Others can take that thing and go, wow, that's really cool. But if I can just put this layer on it or aim it in this direction with those people, they won't know that what I'm saying to them is about being careful about what they step on over here. This will be a warning to them about something else, and will make them paranoid about something else. because just how they receive it, same words, same sound. I'm trying to bring these things to the forefront in your mind, because it is exactly what you have lived with since you can remember. And it's difficult to differentiate it, because when your parents were talking to you as a baby, when you heard conversations of them talking to grandma and grandpa or uncles and all of it, doesn't matter who, they were talking to them in the same absence of knowing, because they're speaking to them from a record of consciousness, not an actual record. It's like they're receiving it as a memory. So they speak about it as though it's real, but it's not, because you're told how to receive something. So something can happen real in front of you that you can witness. Witnessing is the critical part here, because what you witness determines how you create. And when you choose to witness it in truth, you will see everyone's a liar. You will see everyone as evil. And you'll see everything as horrible. And you'll also see that everyone is perfect. Everything is perfect. Everything is planned. And everything is intentional. And it's all for a very specific reason. And you think, wow, that seems easy to be able to pick a side or pick the right place to stand. Think about that for a second. How? If you knew the truth of it, where's the right place to stand? You stand on either side of the equation itself, and you'll corrupt either side. Because you're changing it. It is what it is for a reason. It's a wall for a reason. These rules form around us. There's a law that forms around us that we like. We determine where that wall and that law stands. We have a general law that we follow because it's who we are. It's how we are built. People say, oh, Christ was following the Bible because he said, doesn't it say in your law? No, first of all, he said, doesn't it say in your law? He would have never said your law if he felt it was his too. Full stop, man. It's not like the dude wasted his words. He knew exactly what he was saying and why he was saying it. I listened to a guy from a single phrase. I wish I could tell you the phrase it was. I was just more astonished at how he did it. But he gave like a 45-minute sermon off of 2 words of Christ, which were great words, but off of what he was going to use it for. He gave 45 minutes completely recrafting something nothing to do with the words or the intent at all. By the time he was done, it was like he was like selling, used drones that you can fly into people in some remote, faraway land or something. So out there. It's like, wow, that's a hell of a lot of gymnastics for a little fat dude. Probably drinking adrenochrome on the side. Don't think this world isn't evil, accept it, but also you can't judge them. This is going to be the hardest part of what everybody's going to go through, and this is why it's so important that we have this conversation, and this is the only reason why I'm back talking. Because I'm not trying to make any money or why? For what? Because there's going to be some great place to have here? There's not. I'm not preparing for a beautiful place. I'm preparing for more difficult times, interim times. The stuff that I'm building technologically, that's only to make it more comfortable. That's it. You don't build a boat to make hurricanes go away. You build a boat to withstand them. Capiche? I hope I'm making sense. But know this, there's nothing to be afraid of as well. Nothing. You don't have to believe me. I don't want you to believe me. I want you to believe you. Because you already know this. I say it out loud so you'll remember. Others would say it's like giving others permission. When I first did videos, I said it like this. I said, I'm going to say certain things. And the way I say them, I'm going to penetrate this place. And you're going to hear things that I say, and you're automatically, not knowing why, but you're going to say out loud in even cases, that's true. You won't know why at all, except to know that it's because you know it's true. And it's not because you saw it take place somewhere. You can't be part of this universe, part of this system, part of me. You can't hear me, have a heart for me at all, care about what I'm doing at all, without the core piece of what you need. That's why you either love me or hate me. You're either human or you're not. If you're human, you hear me. You also hear me if you're not. And you might stick around if you think that you can handle it and that you might not be discovered. People learn pretty quick that I see you. I might not ever say a word. I am that person that can live with you for a year and never lead on about what I'm observing. I'm not manipulating anything. I will let it happen. So my lack of attention to things sometimes seems like I'm easy. Bad. It's not like I'm judging anybody. I allow it to happen just because I happen to have a good memory. And I can promise you one thing. I will mirror you. Because where we're going in this stage of this, there's no time for messing around. I will mirror you. I won't bring you a donut and a cushion and a fluffy pillow. I will mirror you. That means that if you are nasty and mean and come at me with all sorts of other intentions that I can see, you might say, hi, good to meet you. I will not treat you like you said, hi, nice to meet you. Because I don't buy the bullshit. I'll speak to you from where it's real. That's the time that we're in. And you'll know it too, because you're going to be that much closer to everything else, as will most everyone else. This is a very different time. And if you're present today, you're blessed as shit. But it's kind of like, hey, those people that go, they're going to enter those competitions where they're going to get their ever-loving ass beat for 3 weeks and be scorched by the sun and climb mountains, and they're gonna have broken bones and shit when they end this, but they're gonna yeah, man, you see that? I tried, I did that. Yeah, the challenge of that, same, except this one, the reward is so badass. You don't ever get arrogant though, ever. People might see you as arrogant, but see, arrogance has an agenda. Confidence in what you know and confidence to say you don't know is a scary thing to some people. To be somebody that can say, I don't know. I don't know. They're like, what do you mean you don't know? It tells me when they're surprised that they rely on me for way too much, and that's going to be a problem later on. Because we'll get into trouble and they didn't look for a problem or something because they just thought I see everything. And then all of a sudden something happens, and then now I'm the problem because they said, well, he should have had that. So now I'm guilty of something from somebody else that was a weakness in how they thought about the situation. But that, my friends, is the world that we live in. We live in a world where you pay the price most of the time for what somebody else thought, not for what you did. And what a fucked up inadequate, unequal, broken bullshit world this is. And everybody's brokenness, no matter how nasty it is, what they think about, all of it, I can still say, you're an asshole. But that doesn't mean that I look at you or anybody else as any different than me. We're all suffering in the exact same way. We all got to still be here. But we better do better with what we've got. That time is now. Because you do have to level out your balance. You've hurt people. I can say with 1,000% confidence to every single person watching this, you've hurt people and you know you have. You've done it intentionally. I'm not beating up on you. I'm bringing you to where I'm at. I've done it. I've hurt. I guarantee you I was better at it than you. If you look at me as, well, you're better, well, then look at me and then go, okay, well, if he can, I can. Fine, doesn't matter how. Just know that you're the same as me. Doesn't matter what. You're the same as I am. You might be ignorant. You might still be carrying what you do, knowing you did wrong. And if you're still hurting people under that circumstance, there will become a time where that will destroy you entirely. You'll remove yourself. When you become too detrimental, you'll remove yourself. But death isn't the end by any stretch. It's kind of a joke that it's even part of the subject when it comes to stopping or beginning. Like the speed bump in the road. It didn't start or stop anything. It's just there. Part of the process. That's death. And I wouldn't even call it a speed bump. More like a crosswalk. Make sure nobody's walking across it when you come through. Thomas, good to see you. You know, it's funny sitting here having the conversation. That's what I said. People ordinarily wouldn't do this because they're looking for different issues. But I figure if you're listening to me and you've known me all these years, and it's what time? 11:45 something. I started this at 10:30. Was it 10:30? I've met every kind of character you can imagine on social media, and people that I've helped, channels I helped build, channels I helped launch. I've helped launch channels you didn't even know I've helped because they didn't join me because the subject wasn't something that I had an interest in, but I still helped them a lot. There's some great people out there that really appreciate the help, that acknowledge it. Then there's others out there. It's like, you know, you brought them 40,000, literally, you could track it, 40,000, subscribers. And they're like, dude, you didn't help me at all. It's like, oh, you went from 9,000 to 59,000. I didn't help you within weeks. So here's what I'm doing here with these stones. Let me explain to you so you guys know where I'm at. I don't know if you follow the stories, but everything about me, and I hate talking about it because I'm not a drama person. I hate it for good reason. I don't like it, so I don't bring it to others, and I hate even talking about it more. Oh, hey, John. Oh, good. So you hear, guys, I would shut it off or turn it down or do something with it. I don't even know where it's coming from. Oh, look at this. This is Winged Infinity. Sorry, guys. I've got to squint to try to see this stuff because I don't want to because the only glasses that have the power that help me read are sunglasses. Okay, that helps though. So I'll put them on. I just hate taking them on and on. So Tracy's not. I love listening, although I haven't heard a podcaster yet. I agree with 100%, which I believe makes me bummed. You know, I wouldn't look for anybody I wouldn't look to agree with anyone. That's the other thing. Why are we looking to agree with somebody? Like, and the other thing, let's say somebody says 10,000 things that are awful, but they're true and they're things you need to know. Are you going to consider that person somebody that you agree with? You're not. You're not going to like them because they bring terrible things to your life. Now, do you understand the two witnesses? That they brought things, storms, fire down from the sky, down to earth, and scorched things, destroyed things. I've never once taken some claim that I'm anything from the Bible, but many people have compared me, because it's obviously my name, to I'm a witness. So, well, about the only thing that I could say that sounds like it is that I'll say things that are going to happen, and they happen. You could liken that to I caused it to some people in the way that they see it. There are plenty of people that believe that because I said it, it happened. Because they couldn't even comprehend it before I said it. Now I said it, and they're like, ah, and then it all broke. So as I said, this is about remembrance in many cases. I say things, and I hope that it will bring you into remembrance. But it'll look like that you agree with me. But you'll just remember the things that I'm talking about. Somebody that really does come into remembrance from hearing me really never even acknowledges to me that they did. Thousands of people. I've had many people that I've heard. I've had people that I've heard that have started channels that I never knew they were a follower, and they have a channel and they have tens of thousands of people listening, and they'll tell me, oh no, I listened to one that you changed my life. One video, one thing I said changed their life entirely. They never listened to another one again. They just had their own because they knew what I was saying. When it says all of these things will be added unto you, that's what happens. That's remembrance. You're not learning secrets. You're remembering that you are the secret. And they've done everything they can to prevent you from knowing it. And some people realize that they know that I know because of how I look at it, how I smile at it. I smile at it like it's a secret. I can't say it because I can't. And it's not about the enemy knowing that I know it. Oh, he knows. I just won't step on spells. I know how to save something, how to stop it from being attacked, how to make it less vulnerable. Sometimes. I can't change anyone or anything. I can only put things in front of things that make everybody see that thing a little different. That's all. But sometimes that's a really big ass protection. I mean, imagine that. Imagine how valuable I'd be to a drug dealer if I could disguise his drug dealer house and it's the whole operation, everything, and thousands of people come in a day, and I can make it look like a charitable organization. I had really good teachers on how to do that. It's called the United States of America. 501c3, charitable organizations, churches, all sorts of things. Lots of different ways to tell you how that happens. Paula, good to see you. Always a light in the dark. Am I a light in the dark? You know where the truth resides. It's never like out there on Sunset Beach, lounging, going, I am truth. Nope. Never. It's always in a dark, alley, underneath something, in a dark, cool space with no dust, no nothing, and covered in a whole bunch of dust bunnies going. If you want to find the truth, you better have zero fears. Be willing to get dirty, nasty. Be willing to experience it, to know that you are experiencing the thing that you think is true. I might need to say that again. I'm going to tell you right now, judgment is going to be your biggest enemy. We all need it. The problem is, you're the judge. You are the blade. The Father judges no man. He's reserved that for the Son. That would be you. You're already harsh with you. Whatever your situation is. Many of you sitting, blaming 10,000 other people. They're all to blame for you. No. It's the most nonsensical thing anybody could ever say, no matter how many times, how many times I got my ass kicked. I could point to all these people doing shit all the time. I'll talk about them as instances. But are they are they my enemy? Are they my opposition? No. Because they can't defeat me. Maybe they think they can. No. I honestly, it's a little weird to me that when people think that I can see them acting on it too, or they hate me, pretending to like me. They'll help me even. Only so they can try to make me more vulnerable. Think about how sinister that is. I've recently experienced that. And it's difficult. It's designed to make you not trust good people. But since I never trusted anybody for the way they look or a circumstance, I don't give any situation some type of denomination of value, like, oh, this situation in life is a $20 situation. No. My 20-cent situation is usually worse than most people's $20 million situation. So no, there is no comparison. But what it is there for is to train you how to think about it, begin setting it up separately where you have a separate life in it. The people that you talk to about this, you talk about a certain way. You even develop separate personalities with people that don't know about this part of your life and people that do know about you in this part of this life. You'll think it's harmless. It's two separate personalities. Means that they're part of your life. You begin managing those, maintaining them because they're big chunks, because, hey, that group of people is important. So now that identity becomes important to you. You don't realize it, but you manage it like a company. Shit, you probably have 19, 20, 30, 40 different companies. They all look a little bit different based on who they're selling or portraying themselves to be. You don't always have to be selling. You could just stand there in the corner in your own house and go, see how cool I am? Dress up, look good, talk, let them hear you talk, portraying yourself. Intentionally hoping that they look at you and see you a certain way. If you want people to see you a certain way and you're acting upon it, you're a liar and a manipulator. I've done it. So don't think I'm criticizing you. We all done it. The point. You think you could pretend to be somebody and be that person. That mask falls when real times come upon you. And being around me, somebody says, oh, I'm going to go over there and join Derek with the mask. Oh, yeah, just the best person ever. Boom, boom, couple gunshots at you, and it's all fucking over. Me, I'm like, hey, man, there's some gunshots. So let me go see what's happening. Wait, where'd you go? surrounding the house with police. It's him! Crazy. I don't react how people think I'll react. I'm suspect because of how I walk. I must be up to something. Because I must think I'm really fucking badass. It's hysterical. It's like I don't have any real opinion about me. I'm just me. My opinions of things aren't really opinions either. They're more, here's what I've experienced. Here's what I've observed. It's like I'm telling you about tests that I've done. I'm not telling you my opinion. I don't have one. I leave that to people that don't think. Because that's what opinions are. As long as you think of yourself as small, you will begin acting and operating like somebody that is small. You'll stop using your mind. You'll stop relying on your heart and that feeling in your chest to determine what is right for you and what is wrong. There is no good and evil. There's only what's good or bad for you at this moment, or good or bad for that person or anybody else. Real basic rules about you and who we are. Don't hurt anyone else intentionally. Don't. And if you do, acknowledge it. Understand how. Don't do it again. That's what repentance is. It's not begging for forgiveness. You don't need to ask anyone for forgiveness. That's the main message. You're trying to convince yourself to forgive you. Cracks me up when I hear these people talking about religion. You need Christianity in the world because, you would have no morals otherwise. Can you talk about an idea that deadens and makes a populace more stupid than that statement and subject to anybody that convinces them that they're God? From what I've seen in people right now, trust me, it would not be difficult to prove to everybody in the world and have the vast majority of people believing that I was God. Easy. Easy. Just need a little bit of money. That's it. You can convince people that a stupid guy is really smart. And that his ideas are smart because, hey, it looks like he's touched smart things. He built that thing and that works. Kind of like Bill Gates invented Windows. No. Very rarely does the person that ever invented the product run it. Bill, Steve, both of them admitted later on. Neither of them invented anything. They were given it. They stole it. Stealing means they were given it. They had access to it. Put it that way. That was a plan. That's how things take place. That's how I've been manipulated. I just happened to be there and happened to get that job offer because I happened to sit there and talk to that guy. When that was the design all along. They're better at it than you are. They know more about you or what you want to do than you even know about yourself because you haven't put that much thought into it. You don't know that tomorrow, just a little afternoon at about 1:15, you're going to have a craving for a peanut butter, jelly, and butter sandwich. I have no idea. You don't, but they do. Pre-crime. It's not hard when you have convinced people that they're idiots and they begin acting like they are. They begin acting robotic by a program. The very thing that makes us unique here, that makes this matrix, this simulation, not entirely a simulation, is the light that we bring to the table. that light's really dim. Really dim. When you can see the world like I do, alive only by the light in us, that all other light is drowned out, I'm in a dark place trying to find a light switch all the time. So let me play this. There we are. I was going to play this, and this is the message to that song, but I got to find out where that other music is coming from. Because I'm going to play this so I can go to the bathroom, take a break, and I'm going to come back. Because we don't have a ton of people here. It's only about 60 people, 50 people, something. If you can stick around, stick around. I'm going to use this platform, YouTube, just like this. I'm not going to try to impress. I'm not doing what anybody else does. It's just for me to talk to the people that need and want to hear from me every day. Because I'm going to come every day and just talk about things that are important. No schedule, no idea, no intention. I'm getting these stones sold here, by the way. Not sold. I'm constructing it in a way that people will get the value from the stones. Because these are scientifically and historically really important. But also I'm going to add the studies, like I said, of the phonics associated with it. I want to know more about that. And why this broken part, 3 pieces, revealed so much to me. I'll never forget it. So I'm actually really happy it happened now. But I'm going to sell a couple of them. But they're not going to be separated from the bunch. That's how I'm going to sell them. Because I'm selling the kit as a kit. Its value as a kit is much, much larger. If I sold all of these individually, you would say, oh, that's a lot of money. But I'm not trying to make money here. I wasn't given these to make money from them. I was given these to understand them. They might be my tools. And I can't sell them because I don't know they're my tools yet. I don't know what they're capable of. I know they make amazing sounds. I know every single day I'm astonished by them. I know that when I broke that one, I was like, shit. But I also felt at the same time an amazing lift, like something happened. But yet I didn't know what I was going to learn about it yet till another 30 minutes. It was strange. I was like, why was I happy that that thing broke? I observed. It's crazy. Amazing. So these are going to stick around, and whoever buys, I have these main ones. Okay, so like these are some of the main ones. These 2 right here. These are, I mean, because they're prehistoric, but they have, I mean, just the, first of all, the flat part. Look at this. The flat part. You see that? I'm trying to see it. Both are flat on one side. This one actually has petroglyphs, like a little guy notched into the stone. But this whole stone is notched, and it's also for tone. And this thing has a very unique, broad, bell-sounding tone. So, these are what I would call the foundation stones of the toolkit, because they are the frequency stones. Some of the other ones are also scrapers and knives, but they're also to scrape, and they're also to knife the things that they're going to use in their ceremonies, because these are ritual sound stones. So they invoke the sound of them. So they would hang and they would chime them like a wind chime, but like an instrument. So these are ancient instruments. I could be holding the oldest instrument, known to mankind in my hand right now, and wouldn't know it. Yes, I would. These were found in the Mojave Basin. They are prehistoric. So before anybody says, give them back to the Indians, prehistoric means prehistory, means pre-Indians by thousands of years. These are 12,000 years old. And so that means that the cut, that tip right there, you see that? Can you see? Those notches taken out? It's obvious that's man. But then you can't really see, but all of these notches, chips, are intentional. That's frequency. I'm trying to see, I get messages. If I'm sitting here squinting, it's because I can't see. I don't have the glasses on, but see, look what happens. Then I look like a douchebag, like, because I'll wear my sunglasses at night. There's something more to these. I don't know what it is. But as homeless as I was, cold, and still am, I'm in a hotel room. Tried to get out of here today. I had enough money to get to a place to get my dog, because I'm trying to get my dog. So you guys can help me get my dog and get to this place and get this done. I'm not short on valuable items, if that makes sense. But I'm not going to sell this to eat. It's too important that I know what this is. I have to rely on others to make that happen. I'm going to find out what these are. So I'm selling these, but really selling the rights to have it if they're trustworthy enough. All of them. But for what their appraisal, they're all appraised and they're all validated. They're all verified, authentic. So, like for instance, this one right here, I could probably play the description of this one for you. I can, I think. Hold on, let me try that. I gotta get rid of this music. Where is that coming from? Sorry, guys. If you like it, I'll put it back on later on when you're tired of listening to me. Oh, there it is. Off. Okay. Should I turn off this thing too? Because I keep trying to find this thing I don't need to have that on either. Guys, I haven't streamed in a while and I'm really not paying attention. I'm not giving a shit about what, vanity, anything. I'd like to get this fuzziness away. You know what? Yeah, I think it is prophecy, but see, prophecy is just remembrance. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if these were my tools from the past. That's not far from me. I'm also very conscious of the fact that the combination of frequencies of some of these are all micro frequencies. They're also, there's unlimited variations of frequencies. And to the learned, somebody that knew 3 or 4 of these, or even 2 of them at the same time, and very rare off frequencies that are secret, that could literally like melt the sand around you and turn it to glass. Possible. Literally. You just have to understand how elements work and how interactions with them work. Just like this stone, me holding this stone is entirely different than somebody else holding it. And I learned that in a very funny way, that me holding one stone away and focusing on its tip like I was writing with something began burning the wood table in front of me. I was like, that's good to know. It became, because of the crystalline in it, became a laser-like tool. And my energy flowed right through it and then refined at the tip of it. It didn't see it as any different. It wasn't making a judgment. It was the fact that I had it. I didn't know it. Think about how many of your gifts you have. You don't even know it because you've never even remotely picked up the tool that could echo that talent. Are you guys hearing me tonight? There's only 64 people here. I hope you're hearing this, man, because I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it wow. I've always been stunned when I would talk and say things in the videos. Every single time I ever made a video, I never ever like wrote down notes. I talked, recorded, put the music behind it, never listened to a thing. First time I listened to it is when everybody else was listening. And I can't tell you how many times I was wowed and stunned and wept by my own words. That to me was evidence that they're not mine. I say that all the time. I don't want to be known for them. Yes, being known to somebody that's willing to say them. That's why there's willing in my name. That willing shit is hard, especially when you know what the results are. Hey, I'm willing to be a different shape than everybody else. How do you think that works out? So I'm trying to get these stones to the place. They have to be protected. So let me give you the final rundown on these. They're valuable. They're worth millions financially. I could care less about it, but I still got to put them in cases. I got to protect them because they're going to be insured, because I have validations on them and I have appraisals. Now, each stone has its own individual appraisal. So this one right here, I think the appraisal is like $18,000 or something to $37,000 just for the individual stone. No, nothing. Straight out buy, purchase fast. Taking your time, you're always going to get probably 2-3 times that. Auctions, things like that. So an auction, you'll probably get this. This is a $100,000 item at an auction. Because you're bringing a bunch of people together that all have an interest in this kind of thing. That's one. This one's individual value, though, as a sale piece by itself, has an appraisal value. This one, I believe, I think it's $37,000 or $47,000 for this one, cash, fast out the door. But its addition to the kit brings the kit's value up $480,000. That's a huge jump that exceeds the value of the individual stone. So what I'm doing is I am not trying to make money, and I figured that this is the best way to find and to root out rats and people that aren't the right person and are trying to game things. Believe me, I'm just going to say this to anybody. If you think you're more OG than I am, then try to game me. You're not more OG than I am. Gaming me would be a bad deal. But this stone has huge value on its own, but it has more value to the package. For the price of the package, I am auctioning only the whole thing. I'm not selling individual stones, but I am selling the sponsorship or ownership of the rights to this stone for the sake of its sale. And what that means is, even if you got to hold it, if that's a demand, you can, but you then have to insure it on your own. I'm insuring each one of these because I have the validation certs. I also have, which is interesting, but I also have the appraisals, because the appraisals are what the insurance companies are worried about, right? What's the replacement value of this? No such number. Becomes a whole different ball game. There is no number that replaces this. It's what you call priceless, right? So it is a part of history. It's important. That's why there are people that are really, really interested in this, because that knowing might be bad for some people too. Being able to study this and understanding a little bit more about those people at that time might remove and change people's lines drawn in sand, where they said that's ours and that's theirs. That's what you get to look forward to in the future. Lines drawn in sand, ideas about who people are, separation of people, all that shit's gone. Count on it. So just pretend like it's happening and try to live in your mind. You don't have to say anything to anybody yet. Pretend like nothing exists, no lines. That's why they're creating the lines right now. You see that? Creating a division. They're pointing at all the lines heavily so you'll accept the erasing of them. Am I making sense? Now, do you understand why not a lot of people like hearing these conversations, but yet at the same time, those that want to hear these conversations and hear me talk about this can't hear enough of it? And it's true. And the more you see it, the more depressing your outlook on life becomes. But that's only to the ears of the unlearned. Because I can talk about death and people tell me, don't talk about death. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm talking about the good stuff. They don't understand because they see death as the end. And I see death as here, death to this place. Because I've been in prison before, I know what it's like getting out. I know what it's like getting out and not having grown comfortable. I made the best of my time. Bar none. I taught. I enjoyed. I mean, I spread what I know endlessly. But I never ever made it. I never make any place comfortable where I'm happy being there forever. Why would I make any place like that that's not where I'm from? I wouldn't make this place my home because it's not. I'll be comfortable in it. But I'm not going to stay someplace that was built to enslave me or anyone else. And I won't pretend it doesn't exist when it does. And I will never be compliant, and that's why they fear me. So yeah, we all have a long-term stint here. I'm a long-term pain in the ass is what I am. Because every time I'm a little bit closer to the end. And now I think they're just fucked. The way I see it anyway. And I don't share what I know. I just keep doing what I do because I don't have to have somebody there to witness and go, I told you it was going to be him doing so. I don't have anybody, cheer for me. Yeah, Hercules. I don't need that. Any of that. Cracks me up. What I accomplish, I'm happy to accomplish it because I'm happy I accomplished it because I wanted to accomplish it. I don't even need to tell anybody about it. I could sit and do this. I give myself chucks on the shoulder. If you don't learn to operate and live and love yourself all on your own, boy, you're in for a really rude world. Because when you need something, you'll accept it under any guise, and you'll end up accepting the devil because he was willing to kiss you on your lips when he came. And you'll look past that he's not wearing a condom. You'll do all that shit. You're just all blind. You won't even remember why you're falling apart 6 months later. We first have to admit that we're not perfect. And the only reason why you need to remember and acknowledge that you're not perfect and pretty fucking broken and nasty, because you're not. Did you hear that? Good and evil, binary world. I can't help you see who you are here and know who you are outside of this place until you can understand and acknowledge both of you. You guys, that devil, all of you, the one that you hide, might have different voices, might seem like it's 15 people, but you have it. And if you say different, you're a liar. Full stop, you're a liar. And if you're arguing with your phone right now and there's nobody around you, you're double the liar, because you're only arguing so you can hear yourself say that I'm full of shit, hoping you don't believe me. Thomas said, have I ever smoked myself? Have you ever smoked yourself? Well, then, have I ever smoked myself? I don't know whether that means, it's always one of those questions. There was a sign on the side of a building. I said, there's the problem right there with the English language. And it said, aged cow manure for sale. And I thought, aged cow manure, is the cow manure old? Or is it just old cows shit? For real. Anyway, because, if you're going to go to a court of law and say something, there's different ways to say it. That's what I'm trying to talk about. Funny way to introduce my whole point about looking at things differently. But so, Thomas, you said, sort of saying yourself, yes, right? Well, I'll be accepting. I'm sorry, I have to put those damn glasses on to see, and I just don't like doing that. I hate wearing those sunglasses. I like to see you guys and look at you so you know that I'm tired as shit. I got to get the dog. So I didn't finish what I was saying about what I'm doing, because that's part of it. I have to get my dog. He needs me. He's looking for me still. He's good. He's taken well care of. He's a pain in the ass to anybody that has him, trust me. But he's really good to me, and he's good for me, and he knows exactly how I operate, and he does it. And he's very much needed right now with where things are going. So, like I said, I'm selling the main stones. I've got 8 of them, the main stones. But I'm only selling them. So, for instance, let's say to round off the numbers, this one is not worth the $37,000 on low appraisal. Let's just say it's worth 10 grand, middle appraisal. You could take it to a collector, middle appraisal. You take you probably 2 or 3 days, find a couple different collectors, and you sell it for more than that. But baseline, quick sale, 10 grand. Let's say there's a 10 grand flatline sale. But its addition to the whole toolkit that we're doing an auction for. That auction is for the toolkit. Exclusive use, exclusive. It's theirs to use in perpetuity, however they need to, with the exception of that we have access to it 4 times a year. Pictures, ceremonies, whatever. It's actually considered a religious thing, so to abide by other government stuff, 4 times a year meeting, like quarterly kind of thing. But nobody owns it. It stays neutral. They'll own the revenue from it. They'll own anything that they do with it, but they can't change it, break it. They have to insure it. They have to manage all of that. They will make money. Make no mistake about it. Having things like this, these things do tours and schools and studying, and these things make money. There is money to be made on things that offer this much wisdom in a single piece of stone. So its base value is not overrated. It's not because, oh, wow, it's pretty. Some of them, I mean, most of these, you wouldn't even know what they were if you didn't have eyes to see. Like, it wasn't a trained eye. But this one, stupid thing. This one, you could see really prominent cutout there on that notching, right? You would never know that this was a soundstone unless you saw that notching. You'd probably walk over it. Look like a tiny little cooked drumstick. But this thing actually rings, and it has a tone to it where other stones this size and even of the same materials don't ring. Think about that. There are stones here that shouldn't have a ring, but it's because they chiseled it to the right size that it does. That opens up a whole other basket of worms that I don't think anybody really wants to confront in a scientific community because it changes everything. But this stone actually resonates, and quite different than you would expect. It looks like it's a big drumstick, but it sounds much like a bird. But you can't, this too big. That's not the right. Has to be with the right stone so you can hear it. That ding, that's it. Doesn't sound like it's a, but this thing sounds like a bell, small bell. Hard to explain how these things work, but and again, I could strike that against another stone that makes really loud noise, and neither of them make noise when they strike together. But then two different stones, same, and they actually make noise and sound like they're bells. Then they sound like, with the wrong one, they sound like they're thuds of nothing. They're just a rock. I'm sorry, but that gave me hope. And I think should give everybody hope that's ever had a shitty relationship. It's not even that you're the wrong rock. Because when I look at the amount of work that went into chiseling these things to get to the right tone, I don't care where you are, if you're not willing to chisel, because all of these things, they have something in common. They're all chiseled. So I assume that there is no such thing as a stone that just says, I'm just perfect and I sound perfect for everyone, no matter where I'm at and who I'm with. If that is how you think, you probably live in a world of misery, because you're never in a place that you're going to be happy, because everybody hates you. Because they all sound like an instrument ready to play a song, and you're trying to just shut up and say nothing. Not resonate anything. No identity. It's kind of hard to be quiet and focus and not say anything when you're in a room full of people screaming. Understandable. Choose the room that you're in when you're doing certain things. Build the rooms that help you do certain things. Become those things. Educate people to what you're doing. Start establishing places that you can go. Hey, on this night, can we go here and just be this thought with one another? That's how you get people to live with you in agreement. Then before you know it, you won't even have to say it. People will just start being that when they're around you. We have to learn to live with each other better. You're going to learn to love people you didn't like. And when you do learn to love them, you'll realize that you never had to like. That was always an opinion. You just needed to learn that you love everybody and find the things about them that is really, truly worth loving. Because we all have it. We all have it. And if you think that you don't have it, then that's just a testament to what you've accepted. And what you've accepted is what you've buried and replaced with something else, so you don't have to acknowledge that you don't have those things. As a creator, you have to help others. And if you're not, I guarantee you have a cash register that is fictitiously going in your favor, but behind the scenes, the vaults that they're installing, when I say they, I mean you, installing that hold all of the misery and all the things that you've done against others. It's not forgotten. It'll be brought right back up, not by me, not by anybody else. It'll all be you. You'll sit there. You'll be on that deathbed, all of us. There will be that day of reckoning. Period. We'll have the day of reckoning here. You're going to change a lot of things, and it will permanently destroy people for the end. That doesn't mean that you don't make it. I'll tell you this much. Everybody trying to say, oh, you don't make it to the other side. You don't make it there. You don't make it there. Yeah, you do. Nobody's left behind. Nobody. So what? So what do you work for? What you look like there when you get back? What do you look like? What's left of you? Do you have a story to tell? Do you get to come back and go, yo, guys, dude, that place was off the chain. I did this, man. I lived this 15 different lives. Will you have that story, or will you go there and say, all they did was torture me and make me out to be a complete scum? And then you're going to, in realizing who you are and that you are the creator of everything, you just throw away all of your power. I mean, if your entire life is miserable and everything was a failure because somebody else did it, you're telling a hell of a testimony about your inability to do anything, because the only record you have of anything that is done was done by somebody else. You're only recording other people's things. You're not focused on what you do. You focus on what other people are doing to your life so you can compensate for the lack of attention that you are paying to it. Fact. Done it. Everything I'm telling you right now, everything I say, I've already been the asshole in the world. I've been that guy. And I reserve the right to be the asshole again because I'm not perfect. I'm giving you what I have when I have it. Give as freely as you've been given and return it. That's why I'm doing this with these stones. Again, these will allow me to not vanish from the use or have access to them. I'll remain access. And most people with things like this, these types of artifacts are meant to be shared. And that's also why I am qualifying who can be involved in bidding on the entire package. Because quite honestly, I've had a couple different collectors that said, yeah, $4.5 million, $5 million easy. But that's not what it's going to sell for. It's going to sell for a lot more than that, because it's going to make up something. And the importance of it, these things can go up in value because there's no shortage of money. It's about the institution that needs these, wants these, or wants them to not be seen or used. That's why I need to know what the tones do in combinations, and I'm still working on some of these tones. That's also why I'm doing this where the sponsor is of this stone, because let's say, like I said, this stone's $10,000. It's not, it's worth more than that, but 10 grand. And it adds $150,000 to the value of the whole package when it sells in the auction. $150,000. You pay $10,000 to have the $10,000 stone. You can hold the stone given the right insurance circumstances. Make sure it's properly protected. If not, we'll hold it, guarantee it in the same way, because I already have to insure these and package them. I've got to get all of the proper measures and everything. I have the specifications. They're pretty specific before they'll insure it. But I could send it in that case, and you have to just store it in compliance with that. But you're going to pay the $10,000 for the stone because you're holding something incredibly valuable and worth more than $10,000. Because when we do sell the whole package, and this is seen to add $150,000 to the equation, because each stone has to be evaluated for insurance purposes. And so each one of the buyers will themselves specify the values and confirm the values that they agree to. This is where you end up having an appraisal where the appraisal gets refined. They'll agree that this stone adds $150,000, $200,000. Some of these are actually, this one actually adds about $450,000 in value to the whole kit. So let's go with that value. You pay $10,000 for this, $450,000 added for the kits where the kit is sold. You'll remain the owner of a NFT that says that you owned it. You will get the $10,000 for this and 10% of the $450,000 value added to the value of the kit of the sale. So it's not a bad investment. You could remain in possession with it as long as you're willing to maintain the management of it in compliance with accessibility, location, knowing where it is at, security, all of that, because it's all about insurance. That's the only thing the world cares about is the money. That's insurance. I do care about the stones being places that we can have access to them, because what will we do? Sell things that we don't yet understand? Wouldn't it be a terrible thing to sell these off, sacrifice all of your control over them, only to learn that they control things that they're now using against people and using to kill people, and they're evil? I don't want to do that. They do that enough with my technology. So that's what I'm doing with these. So I have, like I said, 8 stones. I've got 2. One is out right now being checked for they wanted a secondary validation to validate it. Totally fine with that. To have it checked. So that's a little time. Time is of essence, which is why I was selling the one. And like I said, the same circumstances of selling. For any offer above $3,000 for a stone that on the low end is appraised for $15,000. Can have the stone, all of it. Hold it. Same circumstance, like I said, the rules. Only because I need to get my dog. And when you don't sell things so you can make sure that you protect them, you're going to end up tight. And since I was put here under circumstances, didn't have anything when I got here, in my second house full of furniture, my car, everything that I had gone. So again, starting over for the second time in the past 6 months. And I don't mind, because I have a feeling that I receive all that type of ass whipping all the time because I get things like this. I get things like this. And not just that, I get things like this, but I don't just take things and, oh, this is going to buy me a whole lot of beer. No, I'm exactly the person that needs to find things like this. Truly amazing. And respect it. And honestly, I can't believe that this thing broke. It was almost like it was intended to break, because it kind of just looked like it hit the ground, not the ground, but the desk harder, but it went, pow! I was like, did that thing blow up or did I drop it? It was that crazy that it seemed like that. But anyways, so I have some. That stone, honestly, any of them, because all the top ones are around the same values. Any of the top 8 stones. Anything above $3,000 right now, because that's going to save the whole package of them, because I can't insure them in time. I've got to be able to get my dog, and I've got to be able to get them to the places that I need to get them to have the case that holds them made. They have to be, these are antiquity. They're rather old. So even though they're really strong, some of them, like the one that broke, I would have never expected it to break where it broke. I haven't thought about it yet. It almost seems like it did it all on its own. So I'm not going to write anything off, but that's it. Other than that, I have apps that will make money that I just got to launch, just cut it between everything, and everything just happens for that reason. And, honestly, if it didn't happen, I wouldn't be sharing these with you yet. I'm sharing this in real time because it's like, wow, I don't know. I've got a lot of unanswered questions, but I can tell you I'm blown away. Just the one breaking and giving me that lesson alone is so hugely valuable that it weighs in the side of, they're not coming to attack me, not giving me something that profound, that clarifying. And that clarification creates just love from me, just makes me love people I didn't love before instantly. That's how I kind of evaluate things. I go, wow, that makes me like people that I used to hate. Just trying to clear that plate, all of it. Because anything that we hate, anything or anybody, then that's a broken piece. That's something that's wrong. It's not that they're wrong. It's that we are. As I said, you don't have to ask for forgiveness. You just have to accept the forgiveness that was already given to you. So I'm going to, it's late. It's 12 something. You guys, if you want a stone, if there is anybody, just DM me, or Derek at Exalterra. You don't know how to spell that. dbros@gmail. DMs on X for Willing Witness. However you can contact me. I won't see it if it's someplace real remote. I look on Signal, WhatsApp, Signal, WhatsApp. Let me think what a Messenger, Facebook. Instagram, kind of check that occasionally, very rare. I never check on LinkedIn. Somebody, I met a person that through LinkedIn once and didn't turn out so well, and I've never gone on there since. Trying to think where else. That's really it. And the only way that I can receive money, because I've been debanked every other way, and including a crazy person that had me debanked because they believe really weird stuff like that I'm the CEO of Microsoft. I hear everything, man. If I was the CEO of Microsoft, I wouldn't be selling stones. And if somebody says that, you should probably figure out that everything's a little bit broken. So anyways, these stones represent that. And I'm going to keep, by the way, I have a site. They are, I've named these the Desert Resonance Collection. And so they're not no indigenous people. They're pre-history, right? That's why it's prehistory. What's up, family? Boy, I'm sorry if I have to squint and I've stopped. I just don't want to put the sunglasses on. They're the only glasses I have. Let me see. What's up from Nat? How are you? Stay safe. Thanks, man. Yeah, cannot be removed. But isn't that amazing to think about that stone? The stone that builders rejected because it didn't vibrate the right way. That's kind of me. I don't vibrate like other people. I'd tear a building down. You put me in a place, that's why people get nervous. Because they'll tear it down. I vibrate at a different frequency than those stones. Those stones are for dead people. Are you a stone for dead people? Or did the builders just put you right in there, nestled in, crammed in between every other person because you will just be there, shut up, and be a good brick forever? Crazy thoughts. Crazy, insane, crazy? Crazy is as crazy does. So I'm going to play this song out, and this is the song that I wrote off of the statement that I made about Father forgives you. You don't need to ask for forgiveness. You just need to learn to forgive yourself. If you want a stone, contact me. PayPal, first person, like I said, first person that PayPals me for one stone. I'm not doing 20, one. And it is like, this is personally my favorite. It's also the biggest. That one. The one that's got the little petroglyph. First person above $3,000 freezes everything else and becomes part of the auction. The auction website I already have. It doesn't have a domain yet, but I could show that to you and everything goes with it. I'll send you the appraisals, the validation, verification, all of it. So there's no questions. There's no scamming, as people would say. Makes me sick. That's it. Other than that, I have these. I've been spending time with them, each one, trying to feel them and really looking at them. There's some amazing intentional stuff on these. It's like not cavemen. Just put it that way. Kind of like a spaceship, looks like a big old stone. Looks like a rock to you. Looks like golden chariots to another. All right, I'm going to play the song, guys. I love you. Let me pull my This thing has a play button, but how do you push the play button? See, I can sit here and do this. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to just tell you, this app here, StreamYard, it's cool. They've added some good features, but $100 a month for this thing? $100 a month makes me do something like go to a full stack app and tell it to build me a StreamYard just for me, and it'll do it. That's how ridiculous services like this, that when I abuse people with finances, I can make this. Hell, lovable.dev. Use full stack. I could develop any app, anything. I use Lovable Dev. I like Lovable. They treat me well, so I stay there. But I've already used Lovable to build a copy of Lovable for me. Separate. I just said, hey, build yourself with all of your features for me and put it over here in my Git, my repository. Checked it out. It works great. It's all there. So I don't need Lovable, but I like that they use their connection to the database and different things that they have. I'm willing to pay the $20 that they have. So that's it. I'm going to end this stream because I can't figure out how to play this thing because they've made this more complicated than it needs to be. So I'll just tell you I love you. Even though it's a good song, go to my Twitter, because that's where this is at that you can see, or I can try to play it here. See if this works. If it works, I'll just leave it here and play it.
Blue beads on a shoelace, first day of second grade, a lunchbox full of stickers, then the afternoon unmade. I mapped the country on a kitchen wall with thread, pinned every rumor like a thorn in my own head. I slept inside bus stations, learned the names of border rain, spoke to saints and sinners, traded money, traded pain. Every no was a shutter, every maybe was a door. I kept her picture like an ember, I refused to let go cold. If heaven wouldn't answer, I listened through the floor to the heartbeat in the dark halls where mercy keeps score. And I found you. Thin flame, new name, shaking hands. I swore before breath, before any holy man's demand, I will not ask you to repent what was done to you. No trio's apology to the storm it suffered through. If any God requires your tears to pay your wicked due, that God is not our Father, He has no claim on you. They called you product in a ledger, stamped a price across your skin, but I've seen ledgers catch fire when the real accounts begin. You looked at me sideways like a story you forgot. I said your true name slowly till the room remembered God. No penance for being stolen, no whipping post to blame. Shame belongs to thieves, let the chains return the shame. I brought a coat and silence, water, bread, and light, and all the words I didn't speak were finally said right. If law means love, then love outruns the law. If law means harm, then love breaks it in all. When I found you, thin flame, new name, shaking hands. I swore before breath, before any holy man's demand, I will not ask you to repent what was done to you. No trio's apology to the storm it suffered through. If any God requires your tears to pay your wicked due, that God is not our Father, He has no claim on you. There's a voice in the pages with a hunger like a sword, counting bodies, naming slaughter as the service of the Lord. But the Father that Jesus whispered, running down the road, he wraps the prodigal with mercy, not with stones to throw. Two voices in the heavens, I know which one is true. One says pay for your chains, one says chains on you. You are not what was done to you. Hear that bell made new. Truth is both wound and medicine. Let it cut the lie in two. Now I found you, full flame, true name, steady hands. Will measure life by kindness, not by anyone's commands. I will not ask you to repent of what was done to you. Let judgment find the takers, let the blame return to whom it's due. If any God requires your grief to balance what they drew. He is an Abba, he is darkness, and he has no claim on you. We'll mark the wall with new heights, blue beads and brighter lace. The house will learn your laughter, and my arms will learn your pace. Ask what our gospel is, this is what we tell. Mercy doesn't build the stolen, and love breaks every hell.
Good to see you guys, Hipsy Gypsy. Bye, Welsh. Sure you can hear me. I'm going to play one more song. If you want to stick around, I'm not doing it to try to get people in here. Just something tells me to play it. And it'll have a video. I think you can be able to see the lyric on there. And somebody had asked me, it's The Global Witness, at The Global Witness, PayPal. You also just search my name. You might see it as Rightly Divided or Derek Bros, but at The Global Witness. It is a beautiful song, isn't it? That's the song I wrote to describe what it is for our Father in forgiving us. He's not pointing his finger and asking us to forgive, ask us to forgive, to beg for forgiveness for our sins that we're made to do. Like, we're in slavery. We have to do the things that the world tells us to do. We have to get along with the world. We have to cheer on the killing of babies. We have to. Or you just won't get along with that church and that bank. You see? Woo. You see how love and forgiveness just doesn't get along with government. Being human doesn't get along with government outside of us. That's why the government rests on your shoulders. Govern yourself. People think, no, that don't work, because they automatically project onto you what they would do. They're like, I can't be governed. I'm an asshole. I'll destroy people. I'll hate people. Shit, if I can get away with it, I'll rob people. No, you won't. Very few people want to hurt people. People hurt people because they're hurt. People steal things because they need to steal it. Maybe they're an addict. whatever the case, they're an addict because of something else. They all got there. We're all in trouble. We're all broken. We're all fucked up. A little bit less fucked up, a little bit more fucked up. That's just that time period. We're all equally fucked up. Stop putting yourself in some different category. You're not. And I say fucked up so none of you think I'm trying to pretend to be Jesus or anything. That guy already had to do this and left me enough clues to continue doing his stuff too. So however you see it, I don't really care. I love you just the same. John Roberts, Warrior, Coyote Chaos. Diane, some real warriors have remained following me. And the ones that don't, it's amazing, boy. I know some of them that hate me and hate me more every single day. Because the lies that they have told about me, they can't undo them because it just makes them look really, really bad. Bad. And the only way that they can keep it going and keep what they have as a result of the lies is keep building on the lie. Be careful to make lies a foundation of something else that you do, because even when you want to undo it, you can't. Shitty situation, huh? And of course, to them, no one knows. They just have to live their own private torture. And that's where I have a hard time. People go, oh, you're badass if you know that. No, that's what hurts me. Especially when they think I hate them and all I do is sit upset they think I hate them. But I see they're being tortured as a result of it, but I can't do anything for them. I can't change them. They have to change themselves. Imagine if every single pastor in the world felt that way. So let me play into the song. And again, I'm only wearing the glasses because I can read. These are readers. And I have to have readers. I mean, I'm almost 60, guys. Can you believe that? Hang on. I think I can't pull that off. Diane, thank you so much. You're always thinking of me. Certain people like Diane there, always thinking of me. And no matter what I'm going through, I just want to say this to you guys. Doesn't matter what I'm going through. Don't think of anybody, especially me, in a place that's not good. Oh, he's not in a good place. Acknowledge it, witness it. But it's not a decision to be someplace. I'm experiencing things intentionally. I don't stop something. I witness it. Somebody going to be bad? I'm going to watch them do it. I'm not going to stop them. I want to witness who they really are. Then I'll talk about it and address it. But no matter what it looks like I'm going through, you probably have no clue what's going on. None whatsoever. Don't ever think that you know what's going on in my mind. You don't. Don't think that you know what I'm going to say, because you won't. You'll be wrong. Don't make assumptions about me or anybody else. Worst shit you can ever do. You know how many people have been upset with me and I've lost as friends because I didn't do the thing that they thought I was going to do because they believed I thought about something a certain way. Never even remotely entered my mind. But I was absolutely guilty for being a complete asshole and not addressing any of the things that this thing that I didn't even know existed needed. I'm not kidding. Think about how many things you have for people that you're expecting. You're doing things that you think they like and that they'll appreciate, but you have no idea whether they do or not. And so when they aren't happy to see the thing or learn of the thing that you did that they think that they like and they don't like it, don't take it personal. They don't know you worked hard or you were listening to something about them because it wasn't about them. You were listening to somebody else's voice. See how that can go all sorts of bad? It does all the time. Maybe that's what we do. We just have we're going to have a psychology breakdown every single day because that's where people are being attacked. All of us, everybody's being attacked. It's all going to be, it looks like that the world is in a massive mental health crisis. And it is bad. People don't even know what to believe or what is a good thing to believe in anymore because it's all bullshit. And it is all bullshit. All of it. That's why Christ said, die to the world. Die to the world. What does that mean? Die to the world. All of it. It's gone. Well, what am I going to do? What am I going to live for? Find it. Find what's real and live for that instead of everything that's fake. So I'm going to play this other song. I'll play us out on that one. And this will be the last time. Let's see the screen. That one. All right, here we are. Go to X. It's pretty badass. I have spaces here. I have 134,000 followers on this. There's the stone right there. Here's one of them right here. So you can see everything you need to see and all of the pieces. And so here, actually, if you go down to this, you will see the information about it. Oh, hold on. There it is. It's pretty. Look at this stone. See those right there? They look random. Those little chips. Those are tunings. This is a tuned stone, and that's there, the notch. There's the other side of it. That's the notch. Crazy, huh? Anyway, let's go to the appraisal. Here somewhere. Why is this not working? I can't stand mouse pads. I need a mouse. See, that's it. You can also support me. Buy me a mouse. I need a mouse. Okay, here's the appraisal. The Spear of That Which Remembers. Number Stone 47, Desert Residence Collection. Prehistoric lithic instrument. Individual appraisal value, base tool 12,500 to 22,000, added ritual frequency value 110 to 390,000. So that means added frequency with the whole package, the whole kit. Total individual estimate 122,500 the low, 412,000 the high. That's with attached and not attached to the kit. So lots of information about what it is. The spine isn't a weapon, tells you all about it. What kind of what type of content, what makes up the actual stone itself, the glass content, the metal content, tells it how it was built, what they did. See, it says package contribution value. You see here, 380,000 to 720,000 to the full set appraisal. So, and that's on the primary of the full set can appraise between 4.2 and 21 million for the stones that I have. That can go up above 21 substantially. So this is the baseline for what this is all about right here. For the 4.2 to 21 million, you got 720,000 additional value. So let's say that the whole set went for 21 million and you got the stone for 10,000. Then you also get 10% of that 720,000, as well as the original 10,000 for the stone, because you have the stone, you've got the value. But you will be, now you own the equivalent of that. You don't have to sell it, you can own it, but the people that own the rights to the whole kit, because it's important to keep it together, you can own a stone and them not have it. They can have it, manage it, maintain it, and you can still own it. Capiche? That way, let's say they found out something new and it went up quadruple in value. You now still own the quadruple value product. that's why you still maintain the ownership of it, if that makes any sense. And by the way, when you have a stone that is insurable like that, or any item, you say, well, what does that get me? $10,000. Then you own a thing that's worth $720,000 in value. You would only get access to the cash of the other, but it's worth $720,000 by itself with the package. You can't sell it, but you could leverage it. Somebody would give you a loan of $720,000 based on the value of it. They just might end up owning what you own in that $720,000, which is the rights to say you own it, and you do. That's it. So I'm gonna play this song, but it's here on my X, and it's got some more. But hell of a drug. Hey, all of it is verifiable. Just so you know, every single bit of it. You can take the stone and go right down to any major collector, and they'll evaluate all of them for you. It's funny because they don't. If you see them, you'll automatically know right away that they're older, prehistoric, and very specifically made. They're not by accident at all. Let me go back to here. Play a song that is on here, so you also know it's in the highlights. Just click on highlights. Anything that I have that I've thought, that's better close-ups, by the way, right there. So you can see some of those. Those are all soundstones. Right here's the song I just played, and that's me down in there in Mexico. That's quite fun. But where to go? Here it is. The most triggering song. This song triggers people pretty bad, and that's why I think it's probably a good time to be triggered in this way. And then after this, good night. Let me make sure it's doing that. Good. Awesome. And then I'm out. Love you.
Born into a world that hides the truth. We've been told what to believe, but it's not you. The Christ is not a distant name. It's a spirit within that calls your name. They built walls around your soul, taught you the lies to keep control. But now's the time to tear them down. The Christ in you is waiting to be found. Say you're defiant, say you're wrong, but the truth inside you is so strong. You were born for this. The fight is here. Claim your place, don't bow to fear. You are Christ, so rise and claim it. The light inside, don't you shame it. The world will try to hold you down, but you were made to wear the crown. The kingdom's within, it's yours to see. Unlock the door, set your spirit free. Speak of faith, but don't believe. They've changed your heart, won't let it breathe. The Son of Man lives deep in you, the Father's voice forever true. The world's desires will fade away, but the Christ in you will stay. You're more than flesh, you're more than bone. You got the power to take the throne. They'll say you're defiant, say you're wrong, but the truth inside you is so strong. You were born for this, the fight is here. Claim your place, don't bow to fear. You are Christ, so rise and claim it. The light inside, don't you shame it. The world will try to hold you down, but you were made to wear the crown. The kingdom's within, it's yours to see. Unlock the door, set your spirit free. The Father's voice is in your soul. It's time to let the Spirit take control. You're not just a body, not just a name. The Christ in you is breaking through the chains. No more waiting, no more lies. You are the Christ, so realize. You've got the key, it's in your hand. Rise up now and take your stand. You are Christ, so rise and claim it. The light inside, don't you shame it. The world will try to hold you down, but you were made to wear the crown. The kingdom's within. Unlock the door, set your spirit free. So rise in Christ, let the world know the light inside will always glow. The truth is here, the time is now. You are Christ, you've taken your vow. We've been told to trust the lie, close our eyes and never ask why. The leaders, the priests, the men in power, all hiding truth in the darkest hour. The anthem played, the flag waved high, but there's deception behind the sky. They built a system to hold us down. Now it's time we turn it around. Lift the veil, let the truth be seen. Break the chains of the lies between. We are stronger than they ever knew. The power's within me and you. It's time to rise, it's time to fight. With the truth we'll find the light. They turned the temple into a bank, took our gold and left us blank. But Christ came to break those chains, to show us freedom through the pain. They told us one should die for all, but that's the greatest lie of all. Pick up your cross, deny this world, let the truth within unfold. Let the veil, let the truth be seen. Break the chains of the lies between. Christ came to break those chains, to show us freedom through the pain. They told us one should die for all, but that's the greatest lie of all. Pick up your cross, deny this world, let the truth within unfurl. The systems fall, they can't survive when we awaken, come alive. The power's ours, it's always been. We'll stand together and we'll win. The Father's voice, it's in your soul. It's time to let the Spirit take control. You're not just a body, not just a name. The Christ in you is breaking through the chains. No more waiting, no more lies. You are the Christ, so realize you've got the key, it's in your hand. Rise up now and take your stand.